Hi, this is Brian from Provision Studios, and today I'm going to show a stem mixing example through the Soundcraft Signature 22 multi-track console coming out of Pro Tools. This is the same session that I just did my quick mix of, so now I'm taking that quick mix and I'm going to stem it out into Soundcraft to get my final stereo sum of the session. So I'm going to get started right on that. As you can see in the actual Pro Tools session, we've got the regular mix that we did. What we're going to do now is we are going to focus on the auxiliary tracks that the session is routed to. For example, all the drums are routed to the drum bus. The bass is routed to the bass bus. All the guitars are routed to the guitar bus. All the vocals are routed to the vocal bus. And all the effects, which is in this case just reverb, is routed to the effects bus. And you'll see why I did this in a minute. Anyway, so first thing we're going to do is the concept is that we're going to send all of the stereo auxes back to the Soundcraft console on a stereo channel pair. All right, so for example, I'm going to take the output of my drum bus and route it to analog 1, 2. The bass is going to go analog 3, 4. Guitar is going to go analog 5, 6. The vocals are going to go analog 7, 8. And the effects bus is going to go analog 9, 10. All right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we are going to go onto the Soundcraft console. And we are going to utilize today on this console, we're going to utilize the subgroups. I'm going to use specifically subgroup 1, 2. We'll set that at 0. And what I'm going to do is all the channels I'm going to route to the subgroup by enabling that function on the Soundcraft. So I've got, analog 1, 2 is going to group 1, 2. Analog 3, 4 is going to group 1, 2. Analog 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 and 10. And then I'm also going to enable the USB return on those tracks as well, or those channels as well. All right, so there we go. So now I've got USB return enabled on tracks on channel 1 through 10, and I have those same channels routed to subgroup 1, 2 on channels 1 through 10. So now if I play back my session through the board, you're probably not going to hear anything because all my faders are at 0. So let's give that a quick play. Awesome. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create my stem mix from the routing on the board, or from Pro Tools. First the drums. Bring some bass in. Bring some guitars in. Vocals. Now let's bring in the effects. I'm all shook up. Oh, ooh, yeah.
all shook up.
All right, not bad at all. I like what I got going on there. I could do some EQing now if I wanted to get that dialed in a little bit more. I could also add some effects. I'm not going to. I'm fine with the reverb that I have coming out of my Pro Tools session. I like my panning. Everything's good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new track inside of Pro Tools. So I'm going to go track, new. I'll bring this over on this one. So I'm going to create one stereo audio track. Drag it down here to the end. I'm going to name it print track. Its input, this is the key on printing back into your DAW from the Soundcraft. You have to use your highest channel on the board. That's not actually on the board. In this case, it is analog 2324, which I have named or renamed in my I/O section print. By default, that is analog 2324. I just, again, renamed it print for my own personal reference, so I know what that is. All right. I'm going to enable that for input, and I'm going to hit play to see how my levels are.
Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man on a fuzzy tree. Friends, they say I'm acting wild as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Oh, ooh, yeah. My hands are
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a metering plug-in on my print track so I can see where I'm hitting on my levels. Let's do that again.
Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man on a fuzzy tree. Friends, they say I'm acting wild as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Oh, yeah. My hands are shaky and my knees are weak, and I can't seem to stand on my own 2 feet. Who do you think when you have such luck? I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Yeah. Yeah, please don't ask me what's on my mind. I'm a little mixed up, I'm feeling fine. When I'm near the girl that I love the best, my heart it beats and it scares me to death. Well, she touched my hand, what a chill I got. Her lips a volcano that's hot. Proud to say she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Oh,
All right, not bad. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm not at all concerned with anything I'm seeing here. It all looks good to me. I am now going to arm my print track for recording, and we're going to see what we got.
well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man on a fuzzy tree. Friends, they say I'm acting wild as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Oh, yeah. My hands are shaky and my knees are weak, and I can't seem to stand on my own 2 feet. Who do you think when you have such luck? I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
All right. I'm going to stop it there. That's good. That's a good stereo sum of my my board mix. So I would obviously let the song finish at that point. but I want to show you another cool thing, if about the way that this is routed. Uh, let's say we go back to the beginning. All right, let's say I just want my drum print. You know, I'm happy with my mix, but now I want to get an analog print of just each instrument. How you would do that is you would go back up here to your channel selections and you would disable the USB return on 910, 7/8, 5/6, and 3/4. I'm leaving 1 and 2 enabled because all I want to come through to my print track is right now my drums, which are being fed through channels 1, 2. So now if I arm this for recording and record, and that would be that. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, wow, I can hear bass, vocal, guitar. This was a live studio recording where the band was all in their rehearsal room, and it was just live mic'd. So, yeah, there's a lot of bleed. But this is exactly what they wanted on the recording. They wanted it to sound like it was live. Anyway, so with that being said, that's how you would do instrument at a time. Let's say we wanted bass. I would disable USB return on 1, 2, enable it on 3, 4, and hit record again. And so on and so forth. You would just you could do each instrument that way to get your stem print, so to speak, off of the analog board. The bass was direct in, so that's why all you're hearing right there is bass. Also, the other instrument that was direct in was the lead guitar. The rhythm guitar and the vocals were all done live in the room with like mic cabinets and obviously with the vocalist singing into the microphone. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. This is how you would run stems through the board to get a stem mix, whether you wanted to get a stereo sum when you're done or if you wanted to get a stem print of each instrument group. This is how you would do it. It's real simple on the Soundcraft Signature console. And it's a way this is how I use it when I do my stem prints, when I have time. Obviously this takes a little more work, and a little more effort than another way where you would basically do it all in the box. So if I have a strict deadline, I probably wouldn't do it this way. But if I've got plenty of time to work, then I'm definitely going to use this as my way of mixing, both in and out of the box, what I call hybrid mixing. All right. If you guys got any questions, by all means, just put them in the comments here, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And my next video is probably going to be taking this stereo sum out and to be mastered. I'll try to do that in the next day or two. All right. You guys have a great holiday weekend. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.